Welcome back, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, and whoever else may be out there. Alright, so I'm trying to pull the windshield out of here, and obviously somebody used a rivet to attach two pieces of window trim in here, and they love their 50-year-old, whatever they call that, 50-year-old silicone, and their stupid sealer. They seem to have sealed everything on this car, including the moldings to the car, instead of using the proper clips. So now I have to fish between the windshield, the windshield and the clip, or the roof, try to find the clips, hopefully, without breaking any of them. And boy, is there a lot of silicone, or that, whatever that guide stuff you guys use in the tube. I think that stuff's garbage, especially when you overdo it, because this dang thing does not want to come off. Come here, you. Only got like 2 clips left, and they're buried in, oh, there it goes, buried in silicone, and I gotta peel for them. And now breaking a window, because actually I need, this one's got a scratch in it. This could use a windshield. My 4-door needs a windshield. I don't know, I think I needed like 3 windows, but the other one's really bad. Look like somebody took a sander to it. But this one here, somebody ran it without a good wiper over the years. So. Come on. It's so close. There it goes. One more in here somewhere. Ah, no, they're going back together again. They landed on the clips and they're stuck on there. I just had this whole side undone. Yeah, this is not working. Oh, there we go. There we go. Yep. So this is all silicone, I believe. Yeah, silicone. Please don't crack. There we go. Still stuck down here now. Stuck somewhere here. Ah, here we are. Right there. Let me get my knife. I probably should get my suction cups and get a friend and pull this thing off, just so I don't bend it in two and have to put more money into this car. So that wouldn't be good. We're trying to do this on more of a budget. You know, I don't think like I have these cars laying around like I used to. All right, so if you know what these are. No, not. No, it's these. But these work great. I actually found these things in the boxes. They were getting thrown in the dumpster. Can't go wrong. Freeze for me. So, as soon as the next unsuspecting victim that decides they're going to come in that door over there, that gate, I'm putting them to work. Because that's the way it goes. Better bring beer too. Alright, so I got the power steering pump hung on the engine. I just got to make a bracket. Well, this had a manifold. I went from here for your adjustment. Obviously, I got to make that. And there's a shroud I started working on. That's actually from a Ford. It's probably the only thing that won't work right on the thing is the shroud. I already got to modify it, so no big deal. I've used them before. Actually, I think that is from a station wagon. In fact, the one on my 72 Chevelle was from a station wagon. It was on there for many years until it snapped in two. All right, off to doing something else. Back up in the air again. Just happened to notice, and her tie rod end's bent. And I know this is wore out. I just noticed that's bent. I think I got another one of these. Needs an inner and a center link. Everything else seemed tight. Got the drive shaft in. Drive shaft is way too short. It actually went, I got all the way in, had to take the caps off to get it in the rear yoke. And when I pulled it back out to put the thing on the rear, on the straps, that came out a 1/4 inch, so that's way too short. I'm gonna put it on the ground and see if it comes out any farther. You're supposed to measure center to center of each yoke from here to this center with the car on the ground with the weight in it, and push this all the way in your slip yoke, pull it out 1 inch, and then take your measurement from center to center down the other end, and that's your drive shaft length. So whoever did this one, unless it changes a lot when I set on the ground, I never see them come out. You can almost see it's less than quarter it came out of the thing. So what you'll do is you'll beat up the tail shaft, all the bearings in the front, push everything forward. But for now I'm putting it in there. As you see, I didn't paint it because my plan is to take it back out, but I need to get the 38 in here, and I want to drive this thing in and out. I'm tired of pushing. Pushing stuff has to stop. Put it down over there. Kind of fell down in there. Got the speedometer cable hooked up. Just kind of going over some stuff, tightening things, and ready to put it back on the ground again. I gotta put a piece of rubber on that. I have one down the other end and one down there, but I didn't do this one. I'd use a piece of 3/8 hose, split it down the side and put it on there. It keeps from cutting through this. That didn't burn. Shrouds all in, fans in. Yeah, I'm getting there. All right, it's time. This car, very first time, hopefully, carefully, backing out of the garage under its own power. Now I have a battery bungee cord to the frame over there. Didn't see anything, didn't see anything. I got a gas can in the back with a fuel hose going into it. Didn't see another thing. I ain't got no brakes. I don't even know if things can go into gear. Find out. It may be in gear, feels like neutral. It could take off. I don't know. Guess we're gonna find out. So let me just bump this. Okay, not in gear, it's in neutral. I still ain't figured out the key problem yet. Ooh, oh, what? Oh well. We're on our first issue. Return spring just flew off. Alright, that's fixed. I was just looking at myself, I'm like, this is what happens when you crawl underneath the car on the ground. And I did one. Well, I had to go underneath the dash. Not fun. Dirty, 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 dirty. My shoulder did not like that. So let's get this thing fired up, warmed up. We'll back it out. I'm gonna pull the 38 here and start pulling the wheels off that, I guess. 4. Ooh, come on, baby. It'll warm up a bit. Scary, me and I had no brakes and I almost forgot. So I don't know what's going on with that clutch. It is a new unit. Everything's been cut. Throttle bearing's good, but the clash is going in the reverse, real tight going in the first, almost like if the clutch is not disengaging the input all the way, like it needs more throw. So something is wrong in there. It's like there's a geometry issue. I can't put my finger on it. And the rod from the Z-bar to the fork is all the way out practically. I've got all the free play taken out of it. I can get it in gear, but I gotta force it. Third and fourth are fine, but they're still a little tight. But first, second, it doesn't like. I literally got to pull it down. You can feel the car trying to move. So that's when I know the clutch is not disengaging all the way. In reverse, it clashes, but it does go in, but it's not good for it. So for now, I can sit out there. I'm going to get on the brakes on this 38. We have all the parts in the box, and let's get this done. There it is. Yeah. All right, let's get into this turd. All right, so pay no attention how I got this thing mounted. All right, so usually in this menagerie of pulleys and drive motors, there's usually a bad, one of these pulleys is bad. But if there's been a ton of trash circulating through here, that'll make them jump too. I don't even have a schematic for this dang thing either. That's the stinky part. All right, well, I'm gonna have to put the camera down. I'm trying to guess on this again. I can only guess so much. How they got out of these guards, I have no clue. Now, to jump the guards, something had to get bent. Let's see what these blades. Oh, look at these nice bent blades. Look at that. We've been like hitting stuff. Look at these. I mean, these are key. You know, look at these. They have nice sharp blades. Look at that. Shoo! I love the bend on this one. Okay, I get to see it better from here. Oof. Yeah, it's got a nice bend on it. Yep. Run it over. If it'll chop up, run it over. All right, let me try to figure this mess out. All right, so this is easy diagnosis here. So, drive belt shot, deck belt shot, drive belt tensioner shot, and the blades, of course. And now he knows what he needs. Ouch. Don't hit your head. And I gotta push this thing back outside because I'm not winding that belt up in there. Now it takes too long. So back to real work. This kind of pays the bills, I guess. Actually, he pays in beer, so yeah, he's my beer guy. Alright. After my nap, and my what do you want to call it? Re-energizing. Get this thing on the lift and get some tires taken off this thing. Man, it's good. Forgot I had this. Whoa! Oh, that was unexpected. Very unexpected. Come on now. Last thing I need to do is scuff up some white walls. It would not be good. Eat that, Maggie. Lug nut fell on the floor, so now she's gonna chase it. Probably go eat it. Well, I ain't looking. That's what she does. Where the fun begins. Panzer, what you doing? Oh man, come on. These things are so tight on here, and I got the adjustment backed off. But once it goes off center just a little bit, it will not come off. There we go. It's like finesse. These how tight these things are on there. Well, at least the machine of the drum looks good. Scuff them up a little bit. So we're gonna replace these wheel cylinders because they are no bueno. And I believe we have the hoses too. Everything's on the front seat, of course. Shoes are good. We'll just clean them up, get the rust off them. And I got some rust on them just from sitting, so off to the other side. All right, so I guess I'm gonna learn how to take these drums off the back. I've never done them before. Actually, no, I have. I did it on his other panel truck, but I don't remember how to do them. So I know they're on a taper with a key. So, I don't know. I'm gonna need a socket for that or a wrench. Okay. Now, hopefully these come off fairly easy. What am I missing here? Do I need a puller on this? I don't recall. Oh, something just moved. Oh, wait. I'm gonna have to Google this because I don't remember how to pull these things, so I don't want to be beating and banging. So I'm gonna get the other one apart, like the nut and all this mess, and then figure it out. All right, so there's a special puller to get these off. So I have a special way of doing this. This is an old flywheel puller, gear puller. Back when I was a kid, my parents got it for me. I used to work on small engines, and I think I've used it once or twice since I've been here, maybe. So there's a special tool for pulling these, because these are on a tapered shaft with a key, and they're on there pretty good, and you just can't beat these things to death. So what I do is these jaws here like this, because the problem is they want to spread and come off that, what do you call it, that hub or that lip. So sometimes this takes like 8 hands, but I'll manage. Tell you what, let me put some pressure on this thing. There we go. There's my other hand. And then I'll take this, because if you don't do this, it'll peel right off of this. So the one in the video shows a 2-piece goes around here and it pushes up against this axle stud and pulls it out. So this is my version of it. We were going to try a 3-jaw puller, but it wouldn't sit on the end right, and it kept flipping off the ends, especially if these are worn and been pulled a bunch of times. So what you do is tighten that up. Oh, wow, that was an easy one there. Most of the time you got a beat and bang, or you hit it right here on the end. You hit on the end, right there, and it usually pop, but this one came off nice. Now, I did learn one thing. The brakes are backed off, but it's good to tap on this to release the brake shoes off the drum as it's coming off, because it'll want to drag the brake shoes with it. So I actually feel it. And this one's a light. This one's a good one here. So, yeah, that's a good one. So I already did the other side, so yeah, the owner was here and we were trying to figure something out, so, but it did work. It's getting tight again, so yeah, I actually feel the wrench loosen up. Like I say, this is all new to me. I've done this before, but I don't remember how I did it. There we go, we're off the axle. Oh wow, we got lots of goodies in here. Got a little bit of grease in on the shoe. Yeah, the wheel cylinders were leaking. 1, 2. So I'm gonna pull these boots back. I think these boots were leaking. We got all new ones anyway, so. Oh yeah, they were leaking. Oh, brake fluid just pouring out of that thing. Look at that. So we'll wash all this out and I'll. Oof. They're a little. Primary shoe will be fine. I'll sand them carefully and not breathe that in because I'm sure that's original asbestos. Oh, and there's the grease coming out of this thing. So, all right. So I've been out here all day and I am tired now. That there was a goal for me to get this apart. So I am happy right there where it's at. And I think tomorrow we'll conclude this. Yeah, look at that, just brake fluid running out of it. Okay, so that's where all the fluid went. Pull this apart, wash this down. Seals look good. Somebody's done these seals. Bearings look all right. This bearing surface looks good. Somebody's actually polished that. Axle looks good. Key looks good. Just got to get this snot out of here, that's all. So, all right, so I will be back tomorrow. I may go pick up some Chevelle wagon parts tomorrow. I have 3 doors and a couple other things. The guy got back to me and I think we're gonna go get some parts. Plus, Jim's coming over with the plates and all the stuff for Tweety. We're going for riding that. A rip. Not a ride, a rip. We'll go easy because I still gotta break that in a little better. And we'll have a little fun with that since it's now legit. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Alright guys, it's Sunday. Busy. So the 38 now has a new master cylinder, but of course they don't give you the copper washers. Everything's sold separately. Ridiculous. Come on, really? Why couldn't you put them in there? So here's the old one, and she looks pretty mungy in there. Yeah, look at that brown stuff. That's called brake fluid, at least it was. And there's the washers I need. Come on, they're like $3 a piece or something. They go on here. Can't throw them in there with the new master. Unbelievable the way things work these days. So anyway, today I went and saw a fellow about some Chevelle wagon parts, and he cut me a good deal on I got 3 new doors. Well, not new, but new to the car. The driver's side I did not get. I got passenger side, front, rear, and the driver's side rear door. So I'm still looking for a driver's side front. I also bought a steering box for 25 bucks, power steering box. I cleaned it and it's painted right there, and the paint is drying. Let's see, it's raining, so it kind of ruins everything for putting the wagon outside. So I'm going to make an attempt today, so I'm currently doing, of removing that power steering box, or yeah, manual steering box, and putting the power in there. Since I have the pump, let's see how this goes. Hopefully it goes good. Right, Panzer? Right. So, still raining a little bit. Kind of need it. I'm got the race on, even though I usually don't watch it, but it's something to listen to instead of 1,000 commercials and crap. So, let's get to getting and get this thing apart. Well, that's not in great shape. The castle nut is no longer a castle. I should probably spray that up a little. See if I can get this a little better down there. I'm gonna get some spray and spray that, and I need my pickle fork. All right, on to my pickle fork, my BFH. Come on. There it goes. That was easy. Where's that button? That was easy. And also, I picked up some nice. We took the windshield out today. Thank you, Jim, for helping me pull that windshield out. So when I was out getting stuff, yep, I got. Oh, come on now. Original factory sill plates for the car from a friend of mine, Brock. Let's throw these in there. They were from his, I guess he's got a Greenbrier wagon, and he bought new ones, and he just polished these, and I bought them off him for 25 bucks. I can't reach them from here, but I got 2 right-hand mirrors, one mirror for the right side of this one right-hand mirror for my 4-door, and I have 2 visors, sun visors, and as you can see, no windshield. And what else? And 3 doors. I think there was something else, but I don't know. Let's get back to work here because it's Sunday, time's a-wasting. So now I need to get a wrench. I believe it's 1/2 and 7/16 or 1/2 and 1/2, and I'm gonna jack the front end up so I can move this thing around. And I'm going to undo that rag joint. Actually, I should just spray that right here. And I'll undo that. Is that 6 point or 12 point? That is 12.7/16. Steering wheel's locked. Okay, so there's a 1/4 inch difference between this intermediate rod and a power steering supposedly, but I think this collapses enough just to get it apart. So let me get a pry bar. I got to pry that off that shaft, and then we can start unbolting it. Dang. All right, well, this thing's got the stuckies. It's been on here for Lord knows how long. So let's see, what size are these? Oh, perfect. I'd rather get that rag joint loose first. Maybe I should give it a little love tap. That collapses to a point, but all right, that's all technically. Hopefully the bolts don't break off. You know what? Hopefully the casting doesn't break. These are blind, I think. Yeah. It's like me, blind. I think we're going to need air on this one. Yeah, let's get the old trusty air. I just don't, you know me. This isn't looking good. Uh-huh. I think they're gonna break off. Not good. Oh, my light went off. Yeah, this isn't good. Rattle the cover right off the gun. Alright, well. Look at that. Little tap tap and comes right out. But problem with these tap taps. Oh wait. Oh, they're not blind. Okay. Didn't see that. I did not see that. I'll spray them there, but the problem is, yeah, I definitely need a new charge up my phone. My light is dead. Problem is, how the heck am I supposed to get in here to tap these things? I can't get in there and swing because there's too many things in the way. Sway bars in the way. All else fails, get a BFH. This is the one I couldn't tap on. I'm gonna have to come up with something else. Dang it! This breaks off. I don't have one to replace this. I'll have to go order a special long bolt because they're big. So maybe I need to get something to get up inside there to drive. I need to tap on that shoulder on the cast on the steering box. Woo! Alright, so I used the brand with the end on it up on the casting, and that made it fall out. So plus my compressor was a little low on Ogadogas, so I gave it the beans. So now it's time to get this thing out of here without dropping it. Yep. I think it'll come out now. Yep. There we go. Success. That's a good steering box. I remember these things used to be worth like $200 from the guys who used to put them in their S10s or something, or all the cars would lighten them up back in the 90s, 80s and 90s. Those were the key. If you had one of them, you were sitting on a gold mine. I'm going to blow these holes out because they're full of rust. Let me go get a blowgun and we'll get this thing in here. Alright, wire wheeled all the threads off. Now we're going to put some Never Sleeves on there. The Tin Man approves. Alright. Let's try this thing. I guess we can put this in here now. Oh, I don't know. I might have to do this from the bottom. I got to pull these out a little bit. What are we hitting? Oh, hitting the power steering pump. There it goes. There it goes. Aha! Ooh, that was almost a finger. That could have hurt. So I gotta clock this thing eventually, so you gotta clock the steering wheel and the steering box. There's a flat on the spine, and it has to line up with that to put the bolt back in it, so this may be a problem. All right, so I ran into a dilemma here, which I did not know, but the manual steering rag joint connector here that goes onto the spline shaft has a smaller spline than the power steering. So the shaft sizes on power steering and the manuals are different sizes. I'm going to get my micrometers and see how much it's different. All right, so I measured the shafts. 805 diameter shaft on that one and 735 on the manual. So that rag joint coupler is different altogether. I might have known that, but I haven't done these in so long. So I have a couple of couplers. I'm going to see if I have one that fits, but I think they're all the small style, if not truck. So let me see what I can find. All right, next hurdle for putting a power steering in. Bottom bolt is the factory one. It's too long. You must replace it with a shorter bolt. And grade 8, please. Grade 8, not grade 0. Good thing I was checking all this stuff because I'm kind of just mocking it up. I do have to move, well, maybe not. Maybe not. Yeah. I'm probably going to have to unbolt and slide it back to get that rag joint in once I get it. I got a call out there for a new one of these. All I have are the small style, so I need a larger power steering style to bolt in here. Once I got that, I'm going to see what power steering lines I do have and try to get this thing somewhat ready to go once I get the rag joint. Just add fluid and twist on the key a little bit. So yeah, getting there. Hopefully this isn't for nothing. All right, so there we are. The power steering is now mounted. The high and low pressure side are in. I need a belt. I need that 805 splined rag joint coupler. I got one line on that. I'm gonna order a new master because I'm not gonna mess with that mess leaking into my new booster, and I don't trust it anyway. I may order 2 inner wells, and I could start putting the inner wells in and hooking up all my lines to all my wires and stuff to the inside. I ran my heater hoses. Yeah, they're red. It's brand new stuff. I have 2 rolls of it. I'm just going to use it. It's a little on the long side, but I could trim it up later on. This way, if I get my inner wells, which are pretty cheap, the repops are pretty decent. These get mounted in there. There's a bracket that goes here that holds the line. Then they mount to the inner wells. I just want to button all this up. I need to get a battery tray, put the battery in here because that's really hokey. There's a bunch of stuff to do yet. I got to get an alternator. That was the other thing. Maybe I'll just send one out. Have my buddy Dean over at Trenton Starter Generator rebuild that. They're really good at that. Windshield's out. Not too bad in here. It's a little crusty. I seen maybe one hole down there, but we'll fix all this. This luckily goes right into the cowling, so it's not too bad. We'll clean all that out. Obviously, we probably had some leaks here. There's a little rust right there, but all the rest of this silicone they stuffed in here is terrible. So I'll clean all that out. Most of the clips are broke. I think I have most of them. We'll pull these. I want to pull this dash pad. This part of the dash don't come out, but I want to pull the whole thing out. Finish seam sealing all this and paint it. And oh, I got to order some ribbon. Yes, ribbon. Yes, remind myself, ribbon. So obviously, ooh, yeah, that was my head hitting the lift. Yeah, my teeth hurt after that one. My brain, there is none. Yeah, so I got a lot of stuff to place on order for this for the week. We are moving right along. All right, got a lot done on this car. Going for riding Tweety. All right, guys, look what I'm in. Tweety. She's legit now, and it finally got sunny out. It's not raining, so I'm gonna take her for a little run, put some fuel in her. So I already done that. Matter of fact, still registering half a tank, and I put 5 gallons in, and I know it's got like 10 gallons. So anyway, we're gonna take this thing for a little rip. Well, we'll go easy, break this thing in. We'll let Jim do the ripping. Maybe I'll do a little one. All right. Well, sorry, so the battery was dead. Forgot. He was working on the doors on the weekend and had the doors open, and the interior light killed the battery. So since I put the engine in the beginning of the year. I took it out for a ride, but I didn't drive it far. Gotta tighten the belt, obviously. Plus the alternator's stressing. I had to jump start this thing. Yep. Definitely got a belt issue. That's no big deal. On, see how close the speedometer is. Speedometer says 70. We are doing 54 miles an hour. Speedometer at GPS at 55. should be good. Sounds pretty good. All right, let's check this thing out. All right, everything looks good in here. I did find one little vacuum leak on the feed to the heater controls. I had to put a vacuum cap on it. I must have missed that one, but let's check the voltage on this. Little too much timing. Let's take some timing out of this. He's been nursing this battery back up since it's been dead, so I really didn't run the charger long enough, which I should have. Electric fans were working, so we're good there. I drive this to work tomorrow. Got plenty of fuel. I think we're good. Don't sound bad. Oh, I gotta check the lights on this thing. Sounds good. Drop the idle a little bit, maybe. Let's do a light check, and probably not going to work, right? It's not those lights. Just want to make sure it's got turn signals and turn signal. So I thought somebody beeped at me before. Maybe not brake lights. Yeah, we're good. All right. They were just beeping out the car, I guess. Parking light. Okay. Parking lights. Parking light, parking light. All right, good to go to work tomorrow. Temperature's holding, well, 190, not bad. All right, so that was a little fun ride there. Didn't sound too good when I first started it up, but I think maybe the plugs were a little bit jacked up from not running it hard enough, just idling it and moving around here, because it wasn't registered in short. I really didn't drive it that much. So that nice long haul, by the time I got back, you heard how clean it sounds at the tailpipes now. But initially when we were taking it, it sounded like it just had a little mist to it, but it sounds good now. Plus that vacuum leak didn't help any. The electric fans are working, just came on. So I got the battery on charge, give it a little charge for a little while, so it's not killing it, because that battery was quite dead when I went to start it. But the guy on the golf cart we passed, that was Keith with the 38 Woody here and the Packard that's getting the blueprint. He just ordered all the wheel cylinders for this and a couple other parts and a brand new engine from H&H Engines. I don't know where they're at. I'm gonna look them up. It's carburetor to oil pan, everything, and it's not a 60 horse like what's in there. We're going bigger, going better. Comes with the clutch, comes with everything. I think it's, I don't know what the price is on that. That's gonna be cheap, but that's well worth it. So it's gonna have, I think it's 100 and some horse. I'm not sure which, I'm not up on my flathead, so I'm gonna have to do my YouTubing on flatheads and figure out what it is, but I'll find out tomorrow when he gets the paperwork on what he bought. So, and I'll share that with you when I get it. So I'm going to start cleaning up here and get ready to go in the house. The end of the day. Yes, tomorrow's hump day. Hump day. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages. I received my shipment from JEGS, or AMD, or GM Restoration Parts, for my left and right inner fender well for the 69 Nova, 69 Nova, for my from my station wagon over here. So it's all nice and painted up. Hopefully they fit well. I'm sure they're not going to be perfect. I already know that they're not going to be perfect. Hopefully they're not like those floors I tried putting in my 64. Those did not fit, but otherwise no. I think we put a set of these in Chris's Chevelle, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, so I got these from JEGS. It's through GM Restoration Parts and AMD. They look pretty nice quality. They're not going to be perfectly fit. You're going to need lots of alignment tools to give the balls a line up, I'm sure, because I know I did with his, but it is doable. Probably going to move the radiator support around and stuff, so I'll probably mount these first before I do the fenders. I'll probably put the right side in, get a battery tray in it, and go from there. I also picked up, let me see here, where is that? Here it is. From Rock Auto is the new rag joint connector for the power steering, because that was a different size altogether. And power steering and manual steering have different size splines. Power steering has a bigger spline. So that's where that's at. And also, oh, flathead stuff. All right, also came in today are the 4-wheel cylinders for the flathead, the 38 Ford, and 5 quarts of 600 weight gear lubricant for the steering box, the transmission, and the rear. This is the correct fluid to run, not 80W90. I mean, you could, but it's probably not gonna sound good. So, you know what I just reminded me? I didn't see these in the order. I better go check the box, because my luck, they were either stuck in the box or he forgot to order them. They're for the master cylinder where the brake thing goes on. So, tomorrow's supposed to be rain. I think we're gonna get this put back together, get the wheel cylinders in this thing, get this thing bled out. I want to put .4 in this thing, blow the whole system out, put .4 so it doesn't attract all the water. So, and a brand new engine was ordered for this from H&H Engines, I believe it is, H&H Flatheads. Yeah, like air cleaner to oil pan, flathead, everything. And it's all rebuilt completely. And everything comes, intake, carburetor, I think distributor comes with it. Everything comes with it. So that's 15 weeks out. So it'll be a while for this thing, you know, sees the new engine. So what I might do is put the wheels back on this thing, bleed the brakes, you know, and just do what I have to do so it runs and drives to move it. And we'll get it to someplace other than here until the engine comes in. So I'm looking forward to that job. That'll be interesting. Been YouTubing a lot of flathead stuff. The difference is this is a larger, this isn't the 60 horsepower engine. This is the big 200 something cubic inch, I think. I don't know, I haven't seen the specs on it yet, but yeah. So there is a new engine coming in for the Ford, and I'm gonna get back to working on this. Today was mow the lawn and do stuff around the house and clean up the front shop. I did get my 358 actually, for my Chevelle back from Lorenzo. He cleaned that. I'm putting together my 396 big block for my gasser. That's got to go in. Actually, we have a race in Lebanon Valley this weekend, but unfortunately I'm not going, and they're calling for rain anyway. That's a little bit of a hike for me, and I'm not ready. But the dogs are here keeping everybody, well, he's being a jerk and she's being good and he's picking on her, so typical. So all right, so tomorrow's Friday and it's gonna rain, so we'll be inside whether we're working on this, which I really want to do because my poor Chevelle is sitting outside and I can't fit it underneath this thing. It won't go up much higher because it's a high roof. And we'll get this back together, and the weekend's gonna be nice, so let's see you then. Welcome back to Anything Goes Garage, or welcome back to what did I get done today or this afternoon? Well, we do need a light. What do I do with my light? Here it is. Light. Ooh. We have one completed power steering pump. Well, besides a belt and fluid. Box is in, rag joints in, it's all bolted down. What I could do is those two things, belt and fluid and bleed. Well, three things. All right. And the other one is, ta-da! One inner fender well. Just in here finger tight because I know I'm gonna have to adjust it to do the fender. So, I don't think I've ever put these in and then installed the fender. I don't recall. I'm hoping I'm not jumping the gun, but I think I usually do them as an assembly. Or do I do the fender then the inner well? I know I've done the fender, then the inner well, but I'm gonna try it this way. See what happens. Worst is I have to take it back out. It's only 6 bolts. Let's see, what else did I get done? Oh, Brakes. Wheel cylinders are in, all 4. Master cylinders all hooked up. I kind of rough bled them with a hand pump. The rest have to be done with a 2-person operation, so that'll be tomorrow's saga. And also I showed the gear lubricant at 600 weight. Once we get this to stop, I'll take it for another ride, and I think I'm going to get the axle warm and drain the fluid. All right, so I'm back from my picking. Turned out okay. Prices weren't too bad. It was only a couple of things I did, but I picked up this disc brake kit, supposedly from a Chevelle. Wrong. 2nd gen Camaro. So I just put it back up on Marketplace, try to make 25 bucks on it, since I can't use it. Even if it was Chevelle, I probably would have just mothballed it for now until I needed it, but 2nd gen Camaro stuff ain't gonna work. But it had newer rotors and newer calipers, hoses, brake shoes, look like ball joints have been replaced, new master, and a brand new proportioning valve. So, but it's on Marketplace, screw it. If I can make 25 bucks on it, of course, I'm gonna get all the dumb questions. What is a 2nd gen? What's it for? How does it work? You know, that Marketplace dumb stuff. So, also I finally got a mirror. Yeah, that's my lunch. I finally got a mirror for the right side of this. Yes, I did drill 1 hole too many. I'll have to fix that. And the gasket's not correct, but I can't stand not having a right hand mirror on my car. No. And that's for a 69, but I can always get a gasket. It's a beautiful day out here. And I picked up some other stuff. There's some 71, 72 stuff in here. Grill, bow tie, Chevrolet, wagon, and El Camino taillights. The molding that goes on the inside of a wagon around the back door. NOS child guard door locks. That's pretty cool. NOS 69, I think it is, wagon or sedan, door edge guards. There's some other nuts and bolts and stuff. T3 headlight. I needed that bucket actually because mine was rotted off. There's a bunch of nuts and bolts, specialty stuff. There's the pieces that go on the end of the fenders. Here is a wagon only fuel sending unit for the tank. Oh look, everybody loves that number. They're in nice shape. There's a pair, 307 2-barrel gaskets and stuff for taillight assemblies. There's a repop 70 to 72 cow hood door thing, some extra handles, more wagon stuff, some belts. So wasn't a bad day. I think I paid 125 for all this, which wasn't bad. There's some other stuff I already put away, valve covers and some brackets and stuff that goes, just common GM stuff. But these are really nice shape. The chrome, especially better than mine on my car. And I don't know if mine has this. If it does, I'll just paint that black. If not, somebody with a wagon, I'm willing to barter. So there's only a few of us wagon guys around. What else is there? I don't know. Some of this stuff, seatbelt stuff. Look, another one of them cool 307 things. Ashtray for wagon, coupe, starter bolts, aftermarket. But I think I did all right for 125. Little 1/4 inch. And that's what was holding the back seat in, or the front seat in on one side. That was safe. They ain't even grade 8. At least do that. Okay, so I'm looking at these floors. They don't look all that bad. Dang, pretty dang good. Let's bring you in here. It ain't too bad. We got some extra holes where they don't need to be. Screw holes. I'll just do that. Here's a little bit of rust right there around this plate, which is typical. I'm going to try to get that out so we can put another seat belt in here. There's a couple little pinholes. There's a couple of pinholes, that's about it. I'm gonna get that extra plate out of there. Looks like she needs a new rubber boot. And I guess, yeah, I see the seat belt and bolts are clinched in underneath there. They did away with them for the back seat. Eventually I'll put them back. But I think I'm gonna try to remove that folding back seat. I don't know. There is some rust holes underneath that, small ones I can patch up. Otherwise, this isn't bad at all. This is nice. This is almost as nice as the one on my 4-door. Yeah. All right, let me get the cleaning. What are you doing there, nosy dog? Oh boy. Remember doing this when you were a puppy last year with the Chevelle, huh? Yep, nothing in here. What you doing, Panzer? What you doing, Panzer? What you doing, buddy? What you doing, Panzer? Hey, you did a nice job on the floor pan. Actually, it's not that bad under there. What do you think, Panzer? Hmm? All right, let me move this out. It's got shavings on it, buddy. Dang it. Actually, ain't that bad. Will you two stop bickering? A little bit of silicone in here where they did a patch job. I could put a pan in here, but I think I'm just going to go. Oh, there's a big hole right there. I could patch this. So I get this seam sealer, polyurethane adhesive from Amazon. Works pretty good. It's a seam sealer. Will you two go away? You're annoying me. I'll roll your butt. Ugh, there's a screw hole. It's gonna be under carpet anyway. You're not gonna see it. So I'll just do that. What I'll do is these pinholes, because it looks like you'd see the stars from to a piece of paper. Take your finger and you just smear it around, and this will harden up, which is nice. And good morning, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Beautiful Sunday morning. As you can see, we've been up early out here at 7 a.m. working on stuff. Had coffee in hand. Got into a little more than I wanted to. I took off the hinges, cleaned the hinges, started painting it. Unfortunately, these sprayers suck. As you can see, most of it's just running right out the nozzle, unless this is bad, but these things suck. And it's the closest I can find to that paint. So I cleaned up the hinges and painted them. I got a couple more coats. I did the jam here. I laid some undercoating down, and I ripped out this kick panel, which was more than I wanted to do. Turns out it was originally not black. It was like that color. And the paint was peeling off it, so I just dusted it off in the machine and reshot it. But that, because the heater box is in the way, is a mother to get out. So I moved up here. I'm up here working now, and I dropped the column down, and I'm dropping the dash out. Of course, the pillar, I had to practically pry that off because the screws have no slots left in them. They're rusted off. And I go to pull the dash pad, and obviously you got to take the dash out to do it. Hold on here a second. And we have some mouse houses. So I'm kind of glad I pulled this. I want to change all the bulbs out to LED and clean all this out and unhook all this. Just clean it all, repaint. Yeah, I definitely got into a lot. Party Wagon 2, 313.76. So obviously this thing's seen some good times. I'm not seeing anything jumping out of the cowl that's rotted or leaking, but we did reseal a lot of this, so I think I'm gonna buy a new floor pan for this. Yeah. So let's get this thing out of here. I hope. I'm a little leery about this. I've done this before, but I never done a 69. And I got to pull my 68 again because that dash is rattling in the wind. I want to put LEDs in that too. And I ordered some more stuff. I ordered more seam sealer, a battery tray, and a couple other things from Rock Auto on Amazon. Oh, the master cylinder and a couple things. But yeah, we're getting there. So, all right, let me get this vacuumed out. Goodbye there, Mouse House. Looks like it's an old one too. Guess that was their party house too. And we'll get rid of some of this nasty stuff and what do you call it? I don't know, just clean it. Disinfect, that's the word. And I have to hook up this connector back to the back window also. All right, yeah. That might be why I don't have a ground. That screw for this corner wasn't grounded up through here. Doesn't ground on any of this, so that's why I was having issues. Yes, I think I've taken this project a little too far. My OCD, ADD, OEIO has gotten a hold of me and definitely made me crazy. I don't know why, but I've always been this way, so. Well, there you go. There's one plastic dash. Half the bulbs fell back inside the unit, so now I have to split it to get the bulbs out. So I need to make some room. And I wish this guy would come and get the parts for this stupid backpipe blower, because his guys failed to pick them up. All right, so these clips stayed in here. The bulbs fell down inside, so I have to split all this. I'm gonna clean it anyway. Probably repaint the needles and get all the mouse poop, disinfect the crap out of this thing. No pun intended. And pull all these bulbs out because I have all LEDs coming for this. Looks like a pretty nice virgin harness here. That's what the clink clink was. This little socket with the teeth. It's missing the teeth. To get a bag for all the small parts. But that's probably a really nice harness there that hasn't been hacked into yet. It's very nice, and I can get up in there and seam seal and or spray that. I don't think there's any leaks. Here's some. There was insulation up here, obviously. It was once removed. And I got to find out why I have no start. Oh, I can get to the, let me see here. Oh, now somebody's got a piece of baling wire around. Oh, it's broken. The clutch neutral safety switch is brokey. I guess I'm gonna order a new one. Why? Because OCD. That's why. Hey guys, welcome back, and I guess I'm gonna call this the end. Welcome back, but goodbye. So anyway, I'm gonna end this here. Not very eventful. Little hodgepodge of everything going on with the cars past week. This week's nothing but rain, so I'm trying to get some stuff done in here. I got the new master cylinder on. What else did I get on there? The LED bulbs are in the sockets. I cleaned up the dashboard. All the gauge assemblies, fixing everything that needs to be fixed or cleaned. Oh, we got a battery tray in there. The 38 is back with its owner until the new engine comes in about 15 weeks. She's not a 60 horse, that's for sure. She's a lot bigger than that. So that's going to be a treat on its own. My first flathead R&R, so, and it's a lot bigger cubic inch than what's in there. So I have a line on a pair of fenders. They need a bunch of work. The dents have been pulled out of them with a dent puller, but they're not rusty, so I think I'd rather fill that kind of stuff than have to replace rusty panels. So I got a few things to do with the interior on this. This thing here is nothing but problems, this Corvette. Every time I go to work on it, it's a nightmare. Especially the steering now. March, you would create something, this billet stuff in this car, you guys all seen it, that March makes, and they make a billet power steering pump. Well, why wouldn't you make the lines that go to the power assist. If you know it goes to a Corvette and that's the only power assist they use, why wouldn't you make the adapters for the lines? We've been running around for weeks trying to get these lines squared away. So we got two Flare 2 I think it's number 6 adapters to make up new lines. Then you got to thread them in. They're so close together you can't throw them together. The hex hit each other on the nuts. So, so I think we've come up with a solution. But if I have time this week, I'll try to go get a line made up. I don't know how that's going to work. I've been busy. I've been doing some stuff for my buddy's landscaping, doing a lot of mowing with the Massey paddocks and motel parking lot, or not parking lots, fields and stuff, backyards, big stuff, you know, 4 or 5 hour jobs mowing. Kind of get away from here. Right, Maggie? Yeah. What I don't mow, you will eat like a goat, right? Right. That's right, little girl. All right, guys. Thanks again for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't. Leave a comment. Thank you for all your support. It means a lot to me. And keep on watching. There's more stuff coming. Brother Mark should be over Saturday. Been working on El Camino. See you then.